Hi, good day. I'm George Pactoran, taking Bachelor of Physical Education. For today's video, I would like to share to you the procedure of different swimming strokes. The first one is freestyle. Freestyle is a stroke as most swimmers choose in events because it is the fastest. To perform freestyle, streamlined position is always first. Start by extending body arms tall with one hand over the other, and the thumb of top hand should be wrapped around the hand underneath. Reach as far as you can. At this point, your arms should be straight and your elbows locked out. The arms performs the same movement alternately. One arm pull back to the hip in the water from a forward extended position, tracing a S-shaped pattern. The other arm recovers forward, leaving the water at the hip with a bent elbow, moving past the head and then extending forward in the water. Kick up and down from the hips with the knees bending only slight and the feet extended during the down kick and relaxed during the up kick. The leg movement should be fast and compact, with the heels barely breaking the surface of the water. Make sure that the height of the flutter kick is the size of your hips. In the freestyle, the head is kept in line with the body. The face is turned downwards most of the time except when breathing. To breathe, the swimmer turns his head to the recovering arm side until the face is above the water. Breathes under the recovering arm as it passes his head and subsequently returns his head back down when the arm extends forwards. The exhalation occurs continuously while the face is in the water. The second one is the elementary backstroke. The elementary backstroke can also be considered one of the basic swimming strokes. This is swum on the back in a horizontal position. The arm movements in this are symmetrical and are performed simultaneously. Initially, the arms are at the sides of the body with the palms facing inward. The arm stroke begins by drawing the hand up along the body to the shoulders. When the hands reach the shoulders, the arms are fully extended to the side with the palms facing backward. Next, the still extended arms are pulled back and inward, creating propulsion before the arms finally return to the starting position. The legs also perform simultaneously, symmetrical movements. The leg movements are very similar to those of the breaststroke, except the swimmer floats on his back and not his chest. Initially, the legs are extended and held together. The kick cycle begins when the heels are drawn towards the buttocks. When the knees are bent about 90 degrees, the legs are spread and the feet are turned outward. Afterward, the legs are stretched and brought together again while the feet are also turned inward again. Propulsion is generated in the last phase of the kick. A short glide phase follows the completion of the arm stroke and kick. It allows the swimmer to swim in a relatively relaxed and economical manner. Indeed, the arm and leg movements are pretty simple, and a glide phase can be observed at the end of the stroke cycle. Additionally, the face remains above the water surface the entire time, so breathing is unrestricted. The next is breaststroke. Breaststroke is also performed in the prone position. The body rotates along its transverse axis, lying completely flat in the water at the end of the glide phase and then assuming a more inclined position at the beginning of the arm recovery when the head and shoulders rise out of the water. The arms are symmetrically and are performed synchronously. First, the arm The arms are extended forward at the end of the glide phase. Then move in a circular movement, first backward and outward, then backward and inward, with the hands meeting below the chest. Finally, the arms are brought forward once more to their starting position. This arm movement is like a heart shape. Then the legs are also symmetrical and performed synchronously. In the beginning, the legs are fully extended and held together. The kick starts by drawing the heels towards the buttocks. Once the knees are bent about 90 degrees, the legs are spread and feet are turned outward. The propulsive pace of the kick follows, where the legs are stretched and initially spread farther apart, then brought together before the feet are turned inward again. Finally, a short glide phase ensues where the arms are together and fully extended forward, and the legs are together and fully extended backward. Then, head and shoulder rise above the water at the end of the pull phase, as the arms are brought together below the chest. A quick breath is then taken before the arms are stretched forward, and the head and shoulders sink back into the water. Exhalation occurs in the water for the remainder of the stroke cycle. The next one is backstroke. Keep your body flat like a plank when you're doing the backstroke. You want your body lay as flat as on the surface of the water as possible. The smaller your profile in the water, the less resistance you'll feel as you swim, and the easier it will be to go fast. Be comfortable with the water covering the sides of your head. The backstroke is all about making the most efficient use of your energy as possible. One easy way to do this is to let your head sit semi-submerged in the water. The water should cover your ears almost completely. It may touch the corners of your face, but it shouldn't be getting into your nose, or eyes, or your mouth. Use a flutter kick as soon as you're in position on your back. Start kicking. Your leg should be straightened close together and lined up below your hips. Use short kicking motions to propel yourself forward. As you raise one leg, kick the other down and vice versa. Use a long, fluid arm motion. As you start to kick forward, keep your arms at your sides. Reach one arm in the front of you. It should point toward the sky or ceiling. Bring it up over your head, by your ear, and down into the water. It will be pointing in the direction you're traveling. Position your hands to minimize resistance. To swim as efficiently as possible, it is important to remember that your hands should enter and exit the water with their edges first, not their palms. When you lift your arms out of the water, lead with your thumb. When it enters the water, lead with your pinky finger. Rotate your shoulders and hips with each stroke. Your motions in the pool shouldn't be rigid like a steamboat. Instead, keep them fluid and flexible to get through the water efficiently as possible.